Hey guys, so today I'm gonna make you some chilaquiles verdes. This is one of my all-time favorite dishes. I could eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day of the week. I like making it because my mom made it for us all the time growing up, especially on the weekends, because it was like this special meal. So it's kind of become my signature dish. Everyone loves it when I make it. It's always a huge hit. So let's get to it. I always like to serve my chilaquiles with some pickled red onion. So I like to do it first just because by the time we're done doing everything else, the pickled red onions are ready. So right now I'm just squeezing the limes just to like make sure all the juice comes out perfectly. A lot of people, for pickled red onions or any pickled things, they'll use a lot of vinegar. I like to mainly use lime juice because I love limes. It has a better flavor and it does the same job at pickling the onions. Sometimes if my limes are not as juicy because sometimes they're extra hard, I'll actually add in some white vinegar, but I prefer only limes. Now I'm gonna slice up the onions for the lime juice to make the pickled onions. So I like to just start by cutting it in half, and then I'll cut off the tip here, cut off the little root end, and then I'll take off the skin and pretty much just slice up onions as thinly as you can. You can make as many or as little onions as you want, but you'll want to make a lot because you'll want to put these on everything. I'm adding all the onions to this huge bowl with lime juice, and this is what's going to pickle our red onions. Once they're in here, I'm just gonna season them with black pepper, a lot of it because I love pepper. These will be ready in about 30 minutes. So I like to start these, and then once I'm done with the chilaquiles, the salsa, the chips, and everything, they'll be ready to add to the chilaquiles. So to make salsa verde, you need tomatillos. These are tomatillos. They come like this in the grocery store. They have a little papery husk. You have to remove it, and then they kind of look like a little green tomato. You have to rinse these out because they're very sticky when you take off the little paper husk. Run them under cold water, and they'll be not sticky and ready to cook. I learned the salsa verde from my mom. It's her recipe, and whenever I make it, everyone always loves it. They want more of it. So it's like the perfect salsa for some chilaquiles. I like to make it really spicy because I grew up with a Mexican mom who loves spicy food. So usually everyone says my food is very spicy. So I always like to say, if you're a spice baby, to cut down like by half the amount of peppers that I'm using, just so it could be a little more tolerable for you to eat. A lot of people on the internet a lot of people say that it reminds them of cilantro. Is my favorite, so I always add like almost the entire bunch. Gotta season it with some salt. I'm actually gonna add a little bit of water to help blend it all together. Look at this delicious salsa. These are also my favorite corn tortillas ever. El Milagro, it's a huge, very popular brand in Chicago. And I'm just cutting them into triangles just because they look better. Should I do smaller triangles? Yes. They are perfectly golden brown and crispy, which is key for chilaquiles, to make sure you have a crispy tortilla chip even after it's been sitting in some delicious salsa verde. Crispy tortilla chip, it's the best thing ever. I love them. I'm serving these chilaquiles with steak. A lot of people usually do shredded chicken, but that's very basic, and I think a good medium rare skirt steak can't be beat. This is how your steak should look. Perfect color. Breakfast is probably my favorite meal of the day. Like, eggs are delicious. It's the main component in some chilaquiles. And that's how you make chilaquiles verdes. It's crispy tortilla chips with some delicious salsa verde, a fried egg on top, queso fresco, Mexican crema, and a perfectly cooked skirt steak.